Owens. Used to be called Kevin Steen back in the day. Now, here's the deal. You and I never talked about this to my knowledge. If we did, I forgot about it, so then it don't count. But I saw on Twitter, I wonder what your buddy Jim Cornette thinks about Kevin Steen beating John Cena on his first night on at a WWE pay-per-view after saying that Steen would never make it. Well, first of all, I never knew that you said that, and obviously, upon further review, you didn't say that. But what is you?
Well, I said it with an asterisk, and I'll try to explain it again because all the adults listen to your program. The kids get on Twitter every Tuesday morning. If he does something on TV, he goes 99 a boo boo. My experience with Kevin Steen when I was in Ring of Honor, we made him the world champion. He was undefeated for a year. He went through the entire roster. Certainly, I didn't think that, and I always said he was an excellent wrestler and an athlete to be moving around like that with all that excess weight. There's a great athlete buried under there. His wrestling is excellent, and what's more important, his promos, his verbal skills are excellent, and he thinks that he's quick-witted. But the problem was that I saw, number one, we asked him to get in a little bit better shape and to be a little bit more pleasing cosmetically as far as trimming the beard, trimming the hair. I asked him one time, can you get a suit? Just anything. Just dress up a little bit. The baggy shorts and a T-shirt, you're the world champion. Please. Secondly, we asked him to do basically anything we ever asked him to do. And it was a debate. And it was an endless negotiation. And he wanted to take things too far. And I know the Internet audience loved the whole epic saga with he and El Generico in Ring of Honor, but it was a time where we were trying to sell the company to a broadcasting group, and we didn't want people falling through 3 tables with 14 ladders and super kicking the women ring announcers and things that they wanted to do constantly. So my prediction was based on the fact that I thought when Kevin Owens, went to NXT and started dealing with the WWE, that one or both of them would end up needing a therapist. Because it's not that Kevin Steen was never talented in the ring or on the microphone. It's that he had a piss-poor attitude and never wanted to do anything his employer asked him to do. Obviously, that has changed. I'm not there in NXT, but I would predict that if he's had this level of success, that means he's actually doing things people ask him to do. So therefore, he's being a success, and I'm happy for him, but I wish he'd have taken that attitude a few years ago, and it would save me and Delirious as matchmakers a whole lot of grief and time.
Yeah, I like his work. I always liked his work, but I wasn't behind the scenes, and I wasn't, obviously, luckily, in your shoes to have to be the booker and to keep everybody together and to do all the planning. And a lot of people don't realize that, if Kevin was problematic in creatively.
And JR, you'll sympathize with this, much like the weight clause that you, at the instruction of Vince McMahon, at one point inserted into Leon White's contract.
Yeah, and Mark Henry.
We asked the guy, we want to leave you off for 6 months. We want you to lose 30 pounds. We want you to clean, maybe get a little bit of a tan, and come back with a big push as the world champion. Oh, my God, it was like we kicked him to the road and sodomized his mother, and he's never forgotten it and never forgiven us that we would actually make him wait 6 months to come back to Ring of Honor and become the world. Actually, it turned out to be 9 months because then we got on television. So he was upset he had to wait to debut on TV across America. We made him the champion. He never lost the 30 pounds. But once again, I've seen guys that have been high-level professional athletes, played in the NFL, or gone to the Olympics, that weren't as sensitive about being told to get in shape as Kevin Steen was. It was never about his talent. It was about the way he approached things. Yeah. We had a difference of opinion. I thought if we paid him, he ought to do what we asked him to do.
No, I understand that. I think he has had a big change of attitude, and sometimes, a change of address will do that to you. And he's got a great opportunity. He has dropped some pounds. He has gotten in a lot better shape. I've heard nothing but good things from those.
His outfit looks a lot cleaner.
Yeah,
so he's got that going for him. He's polishing those boots.
Yeah. And hey, look, and he. Like
everybody, you need to have different body types. Yes, in wrestling, there's been Abdullah the Butchers and Dick Murdochs and etc.
Yeah.
If he's going to draw some money, I'm wholeheartedly in favor of it. Somebody needs to. So everybody doesn't have to tweet me every Tuesday morning when he does good. I know he's there, and I'm glad he's changed his attitude.
Yeah, that's all. Hey, it's really that simple. It's an attitude adjustment, and you and I both can look in the mirror and say, and look at those guys we see and say, there have been times that the person that I'm seeing needed to change his attitude. I can say that about myself, and I'm not speaking for you, but.
But I can say that, as a matter of fact, though, especially over the last few years.
Yeah,
I've understood I need to change several things.
Yeah,
Among them is my line of work in a lot of cases.
But listen, you were high-strung, and you were headstrong, and hey, let's go all the way back to the very first promo you ever did in Mid-South. And you had a way that you knew what you wanted to say, and you delivered it with an Oscar-winning performance. And you gut and quartered me, and I was just absolutely the scourge of the earth, and I was the blunt of every joke, and Bill didn't say one thing until you were finished, and then he let both of us know that he didn't have any plans on booking either of us against each other, and
in the near or immediate future.
Exactly. So the point being is that look, the guy has changed. I'm happy he's changed. I hope that he does well, because God knows there is a shortage in the business of great heels that know how to be a heel, that know how to sell like a heel. And people say, well, selling. Well, first of all, there's not enough selling in the business, period, by anybody. And it's all rapid fire, and I can't process what the hell's going on.
If you've got a guy that knows what he's doing, or you're a person that knows what you're doing, you can tell by watching a guy in the ring take one bump whether he's the baby face or the heel.
You should be able to. And that's what old timers used to say. Man, that guy really. See a young babyface come in, and they'd say, well, you can tell his influence was a heel in wherever he come from, Kansas City territory, let's say, because he bumps like a heel. I had no clue as a 22-year-old what that meant. He bumps like a heel. And I would be willing to bet you money that there are most guys in the business today that can't define how a heel bumps versus how a babyface bumps and sells. They can't do it.
I would go along with you on that. And it's I always got it put to me in short form by basically a babyface sells realistically to get sympathy, and a heel oversells to give the people the satisfaction when he finally gets his comeuppance.
Exactly. And it's psychology